All right, so I'm going to talk about CRNA salary today, and you won't believe how much CRNAs are making for 2022. So definitely keep watching. Hi, my name is Christine, and welcome to a new video. If it's your first time here and you want to become a CRNA or grow your CRNA career, definitely click the bell and subscribe so you don't miss anything. So I'm a CRNA, and I've been a CRNA for many years, and just looking at the salaries for the past, decade, CRNA salaries have jumped significantly higher than it has been. Comparing CRNAs to other disciplines in the healthcare field, in nursing specifically, they're the highest paid advanced practice nurse. So when I did my first videos, maybe about 3 years ago, the salaries for CRNAs were about $140,000 to $160,000 a year on average. But that has significantly increased over the past couple of years, especially due to shortages of staff, shortages of, new grads that are in the field of anesthesia, for example. There's so many jobs out there for anesthesia. I mean, it's a booming industry, but we don't have as many CRNAs out currently working in the field. So looking at some studies, they've said that it's approximately about 60,000 CRNAs in the country. When you think about that as a number, when you look at all of the job opportunities that are out there, that is nothing compared to looking at other areas in the medical field. When you think about nursing, we have to be compassionate, we have to provide safe and effective care to our patients. And when you also think about a nurse anesthetist, we are nurses, we're just advanced practice nurses. When managing patients requires a high level of skill, judgment, and experience. So yes, it is an advanced practice nursing career, but there's a lot that goes into becoming a CRNA. So the average CRNA salary for 2022, when you look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, is approximately $195,000. You always have to remember, when you're comparing rural versus urban areas, there's always a disparity in the amount of salary that you're going to make. When you're in a top cities, like for example, New York, maybe you're in Chicago, maybe you are in, LA, for example, those specific cities, there's such a high demand in jobs, so you may not get paid as high in comparison to maybe a small town in South Carolina. Maybe, you might be making a lot more. So a couple of years ago, when I did do some videos on CRNA salaries, CRNAs were probably making $167,000, $170,000 a year. Now it's $195,000 average. But in bigger cities, you could be making, maybe less than that, maybe $190,000. While maybe in a rural area where there's you're the only anesthesia provider, you could be making well over $250,000 to $300,000. It all depends on the area. Also state to state, there's differences. And so it's an amazing career to go into. And it's also, nice to know that when you go through all of that training, you have to become a registered nurse, preferably a bachelor's prepared nurse. Then you have to, of course, get experience in the ICU for a year to two. Then you have to go ahead and apply to a CRNA program, get accepted, go through the program. The programs are approximately, 3 years, especially differences between master's prepared versus doctoral prepared. It can be longer. Doctoral prepared is approximately, 3.5 years. So there's definitely a difference in the amount of time. And even when you graduate, you still have to take your board exam. And also thinking it too, it can be very expensive going into CRNA school. When you become a registered nurse, on average, you can be spending $100,000, and now becoming a registered nurse, same exact thing, could be $100,000. You can be ending up with loans over $150,000 to $200,000 a year. But the nice thing to know is that, if you become a CRNA, you can make well over, $195,000 to $210,000 a year. And a lot of places, they give you benefits, health insurance, and you help with your 401k, and depending on if you have some experience and if you want to travel to another area, a lot of times hospitals will even pay for your traveling, to that location, even moving all your things to that location as well. So there's a lot of benefits to becoming a CRNA. Now, I love being a CRNA because I love providing beautiful anesthesia. I'm always learning. Like, I feel like in this career, I'm never stagnant. I feel like I'm always growing. And that's why I'm so passionate I'm here today, because I want to, of course, tell you about salaries, but I also want to tell you that it is a beautiful career. I don't know, I just love it because, when I was an ICU nurse, I really wanted to become, an acute care nurse practitioner. I love the hospital, and I love taking care of critically ill patients. Now, when you think about anesthesia, become a nurse anesthetist, there's so much variety, which I love. Whenever someone's going under anesthesia, you'll be pretty much keeping them alive during this very rough course, when you're having surgery. Some surgeries are quick. It could be a couple minutes. Some surgery can be 8 to 10 hours, even longer, depending on the procedure. And so you taking over for a patient and giving you full trust in them and making sure they have a safe and effective anesthesia is beautiful. So if you want to learn more about how to become a CRNA and grow your CRNA career, definitely click one of the videos over here, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'm so excited that you're here today. So have a great day. Bye.
Yeah.